Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the brought forward auction of 35 Avro Crescent in Hornby. Of course, very proudly brought to the market by Fernanda Hammett and Hebe, Joyce McDonald, who are missing just at the moment. Sarah, if you just want to track them down before we get underway. So this morning, ladies and gentlemen, this auction has, of course, been brought forward. The Code of Conduct does vary somewhat from the standard Code of Conduct. Have we got those Code of Conduct slides, Talia? Just be one moment. And we'll just move on to the next slide. It's okay. Very good. Firstly, introducing our auctioneers there, folks. And then, as I said, our Code of Conduct this morning, it is somewhat different from a standard auction. In a few moments' time, I will announce that offer that has brought today's auction forward. And of course, at that point, that will be our reserve price. You, as the bidders, welcome to bid, of course, further on from there. And then the highest bidder whose bid is accepted shall be the purchaser. As the auctioneer, I may nominate the sums by which bidding can be raised, and I may, but certainly don't make the habit of, refuse any bid. And also, the auctioneer or licensed real estate agent acting for the vendor may submit a bid on behalf of any person. However, I can confirm that today the parties bidding are here and on their own personal account. And the vendor may bid personally or by a representative. I can confirm this will not be happening today, folks. There will be no vendor bidding, as will be on the market from the opening bid. Also, the vendor may withdraw the property, which once again is unlikely, and the purchaser shall, importantly, immediately upon completion of the auction, sign the memorandum of contract and pay to Grenadier Real Estate a deposit being 10% of the purchase price. Okay, if we can move to the next slide. Fantastic. As I said, 35 Avro Crescent in Hornby. Outstanding opportunity here today, ladies and gentlemen. And I firstly draw your attention to the contract, which outlines the property at 35 Avro Crescent is, of course, a freehold title made up of a very spacious 840 square metres, a size you simply don't hear a lot of these days. And your settlement date is set down in the contract as the 7th of October 2022, unless you have otherwise prior agreements made with our vendors before today's auction. Folks, I had the pleasure of going through this property just yesterday, and as I said before, the spacious section, it just feels great going down that long driveway, opening out into that big lawn that you've got there. But it's not just the space of the section, it's the unique space of this home which has made it very popular. 5 bedrooms. Of course, 2 of those in that great self-contained sleep out that's out the back, but also when you're in the house, it's nice and spacious and open plan. Of course, all the hard work's been done. It's light, it's bright. Love those timber floors all the way through there. It's just a great family home. And in the summer, that entertaining deck, which flows nicely off the living room, makes it perfect for barbecues and entertaining. Great opportunity here, folks, and I'm certainly not surprised that it's been brought forward and it didn't last on the market that long. I know Hebe and Fernanda have very much enjoyed their time there and also are not surprised that we're here today well ahead of schedule. So, folks, with that said, I can now announce our acceptable pre-auction offer was $681,170. So very precise, $681,170. So, folks, I'll give you just a moment to think about that. And do we have any advance on from here? We're on the market and selling. 685. Thank you, Dee from the Harcourts team. Coming back in, ma'am, another 5, is it? 695. Good strong bid. It's 695. That's the way to bid. 699. Not quite 700, but almost there. Left you the opportunity, ma'am. 7, is it? 705, would you say? 705, there we go. It's $705,000. Pardon me? Another one, 706. That's 706, back with D. 710, that's the way to bid. 711. 717. And another one, 718. Great bidding. 720. 721. You keep calling them out. 725, thank you, ma'am. 726, 726, back with D, worth fighting for, the good one. 727, 728, 729, 30 is it D? On the nod, 30 it is. 31. Valuing it down to $1,000 bids. Worth fighting for the good ones. 840 square metres. Great location there in Hornby. 732. 733, ma'am. Or 35. Plus 1, 32 it is. 33. 733. At 733, we're selling. Surely another one tucked away, or I'd suggest 35. The ones aren't working, D. 735. That's the way. Good strong bid. 36, ma'am. 736. $736,000. Hard to find these size sections. 740. $740,000. Good bid. At 740, taking a while. Take confidence in that. At 700. 745. 745 the bid. Could have been their last D. Took a while. At $745,000. Maybe one last throw of the dice. At $745,000. Big spacious section, 5-bedroom home. So hard to find. At $745,000. Another one tucked away. You sure? Where's the next one and how much is it going to cost? 745. First, second, third and final time. You can change your mind. Is there another one there? You sure? It's going. Going. Sold. Congratulations to my purchasers. Folks, we'll just have a 10-minute break before we start the rest of our auctions.
never tell. Just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell.
Yeah, I like you, that's for sure. Never have to close the door. Been a long time, a year before, and I'm missing you so bad. Gone away a month or more. Every show I called before, need to hear that voice, cause right now feels like it's been too long. I could never let you go on thinking about those secrets true. And I would never bet the world that I would find anyone like you.
I'll never tell. Just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true.
You're an angel, that's for sure. With some devil, hear you roar. But I like it, we on the floor. In my ear, be whispering. Used to have fun, now I'm bored. Do I miss you? Yes, of course. Think about that time when we stayed up all night talking. I could never let you go on thinking about those secrets true. And I would never bet the world that I would find anyone like you.
I'll never tell. Just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, that worked well. Good morning and welcome to what is at last a beautiful Christchurch day. Sun shining, snow's on the mountains. We've got a raft of beautiful properties to offer you today. Life couldn't possibly be any better than that. To our owners of the 10 properties that we have on offer here today, thank you for choosing to work with us. This is not a responsibility we take lightly at all. My name's John Phillips and it's my pleasure to introduce to you the team who will be looking after you today. Now, somewhere in the room we have Karen Phillips, who's our auction manager. She's over there on our left, excuse me. She's here to answer all things auction. We have on our fine award-winning team of auctioneers. In fact, the only team I know that's won more awards than our auctioneers is the New Zealand track cycling team. So congratulations to them also. On my right, I have Talia. So our auctioneers, Ben, Ned, and of course Hamish. And on my right, Talia, who will be looking after all things internet. She'll also be beaming our message, our auction, out throughout Christchurch, New Zealand, and to other cities and countries around the world. I must say a special hello to Mr. and Mrs. Vaisi, who are evidently watching online from Fiji today. Now, as normal, we operate under the auspices of the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand Best Practice Guide. Oh, and look, ladies and gentlemen, if you are planning on bidding today, please make sure at the back of the room there is a bidder acknowledgement guide. A bidder acknowledgement form. Can you please make sure you have that filled out before we get underway? And if you are one of our fortunate purchasers here today, we'll require you to be in receipt of an REA guide before you sign your contract for sale. Now look, to the rules of auction we go. Our owners have provided us with a confidential reserve price, and subject to that reserve price being met or of course exceeded, the highest bidder are going to be our owner. Now they've also authorised us to place bids on their behalf. But buyers, look, rest assured we will only do that below the reserve price, and we will clearly announce it by using the words vendor bid. So we shouldn't have any confusion there. Now, as auctioneers, we will also nominate the sum that bids can be raised by. And we can refuse any bid if we consider it's not in the best interest of our owners. But look, don't feel limited by us. If you feel you want to bid above what the auctioneer's suggesting, please, you're more than welcome to do so. Now, if any of our agents in the room are bidding either by telephone or in person on behalf of buyers, we'll certainly identify them to you. And if there should be any during the bidding process, if there should be any discussion, any dispute over the bidding itself, we'll simply go back to the last undisputed bid and we'll move forward from there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one you need to take notice of, Clause 2.6. What that tells us is the owners can choose to withdraw the property from auction at any time before it's sold and without declaring the reserve price. What may happen is we don't reach an acceptable bidding level on the floor. We will have the auctioneer, the owner, and most importantly, the highest bidder, go into private negotiation. And during that negotiation, the owners may choose to withdraw the property. It doesn't come back onto the floor. You don't get another shot at it. So in order to avoid that happening to you, simply make sure that you are the highest bidder at all times. And finally, folks, when the hammer comes down and we declare the property sold, our fortunate, our happy, our ecstatic new purchaser will be required to carry out two very simple tasks. One is to sign the memorandum of contract, including, of course, that relevant REA guide that we mentioned, and two, to pay a deposit, a sum equal to a nice, easy 10% of the purchase price of the property. Right, let's get ourselves underway. Ned.
Well, thank you, John. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to get the day off and underway. The first of our 10 properties in our standard catalogue, a good impressive brought forward earlier on. But we get the day underway welcoming Jeremy and Matthew Luce from the City team. They offer up here 14 and 14A Russell Street in Merivale. An impressive address, you'd have to say, contractually. I also draw your attention to that. It confirms it's a cross-lease title you are looking to acquire and purchase. That contains some 2/3 of the share in the 876 square metres, more or less. Tenancies and players, you'll be aware, but you take ownership the 1st of next month, the 1st of September this year. I know Matt and Jeremy have also disclosed to you that one of the owners is a licensed agent with Harcourt's Grenadier as well. But it is a fabulous blue chip location to make your own, to enjoy. You are literally just steps away from Hagley Park, those excellent local amenities as well, very nearby, part and parcel of that immense convenience as well to the inner city, just mere minutes away. The property itself boasting and offering those 3 flats conjoined, of course, and offering currently in excess of $40,000 of income, each rented out on the individual tenancies. Offered today as whereas there's potential, there's options here. Simply continue to enjoy that cash flow, possibly look to enhance and update as desired. Options either way, but underpinning it all, that superb location you sit in here in Russell Street. But the 3 flats, buyers, we put it up for grabs. Opening bidder offer. Start me off where? Where do we see value for an excess of $40,000 of income? What's an opening bid to work with? Where do we see it, ladies and gents? Value is what? Do I suggest an easy $450,000? Do your returns at that sort of number pretty impressive? 450, you're all right to get things underway. Happy to do so. John alluded to that earlier. Vendor bid at $450,000. Does someone put up anything north of there? Is it 475? Is it $500,000 to get involved? First call on that vendor bid at $450,000. If you're here to participate, need to see a hand up. Twice called at $450,000. Third final call at $450,000. Involvement is there. People just watching, sitting on your hands, highly ineffective. Do we say 475? A further vendor bid from me. If there's not a hand up, I'm going to pass the property back to Matt. 475 with me. Need to see 500 or better. First call at 4 3/4. Twice. Last chance buyers. Third final. Right, can't sell there. Matt Jeremy at 475. There's work to do. You've got people to talk to. I know people here even. I'm going to increase to 650. I stopped there, not selling at $650,000. I hand that back to Matt and Jeremy, and we now welcome post-auction conversation to be had anywhere north of that level. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gents, moving along to our next exciting little opportunity. We take you to Hoon Hay, which is, of course, 33A Downing Street. And I welcome Chandler Hendry from our Riccarton team here. He's been marketing the property these last few weeks. We also welcome our owner who's on the phone overseas listening intently and is representative here in the room today. We wish you all the very, very best. Now, contractually today, you are bidding a freehold parcel of land which comprises a total of 542 square metres of terra firma in Hoon Hay. You take ownership of this slice of paradise on the 1st of September. So just 4 weeks away from today, unless you are working to an alternative date, which I believe there is one of those there. Now look, the home itself, tucked away safely off street, it is incredibly private. When you walk down the driveway, greeted by those lovely gates, adding that initial grandeur and security to the home, but inside, the recent renovations there just to top off that hub of the home, that kitchen, open plan living, really light, really bright, beautiful situation there, and the quartet of generous bedrooms set to service any mended, blended and extended family situation. The internal access garaging and off-street parking, something you certainly do not get in the central city. And that backyard, just an absolute key, fenced off there, nice and secure, poised to contain those furry companions or that overzealous toddler. Located close to the corner shops, Hoon Hay Park, and an easy jaunt into the central city or up the hills for that recreation side. Our owners have been overseas for a little while. They've owned the home for 8 years. This permanent material freehold property is an absolute beauty, but their instructions are very, very clear. They would like to see the hammer go down for Downing Street. So on that note, who wants to start me away with an opening bid, opening offer, buyers? Where do we say go? Where to from here? Where do you see value? 500,000, ma'am. Welcome to you at 500,000. At $500,000, we're underway there. Is there 25,000 to move things along, shall we say? But at 500,000 in the middle here, we have a current bid. First call, I'll call it away, looking for 25 on the rise. Freehold, standalone home, fantastic situation in Hoon Hay. Second call at $500,000. Third, final opportunity, any advance at this stage. Look, I'm going to go to 525 as a vendor bid. Bid me 550, we have a conversation. If there's anyone else in the room, any retort from there, but at 525, 550 we have here. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much at 55 Is there any advance from here? Looking for another 25, shall we say, but at 550, the current bid in the lead. First call, second, third, final opportunity. Well, ma'am, it looks like it's just me and you at this stage. I'm going to pause at 550. We'll have a conversation and come to you with an opportunity very, very soon. And pause on your live bid. Into it, Nettie. Thanks on.
Right, well, Ben concludes that negotiation, ladies and gentlemen. We carry on with the day as they make their way to the front of the room. Phil Rotherham, Sarah Fido is, of course, marketing jointly 42 Berkshire Drive here in Avonhead. Pleasure to work alongside our good owners. Wish you good luck if you're here to purchase what a home it is you look to acquire. It is a cross-lease title that you're looking to put your signature upon shortly. The 26th of August being your settlement and possession date, just a matter of weeks away. But what an appealing home, what an appealing
location here in Avonhead that you ensconce yourself into. Excellent schooling, the nearby shops, of course, a great community that is so very family friendly. You're away from it all as well, quietly positioned here in the cul-de-sac too, that safety, that peace and quiet that goes hand in hand with that. The home itself, though, really well configured, well laid out. It's had a lot of money and effort put into it too, in terms of its upgrades, in terms of what it's had done to it, in terms of its modernisation. An excellent stead, you have to say, for some many, many happy years ahead. One of the big features that's been included, I think, is that Lover system out there above the deck. Just a great space to be out there, of course, with friends and family, making entertaining so very comfortable and easy. From there, it's an easy care section. That adds to the ease of your lifestyle as well. But I think, as I said at the start, a lot to love about both home and location here in Berkshire Drive. But buyers, you know this, we just look to see who that next owner is to be. Very much in your hands this time. An opening bid is what and where. Start me off. What do you say and do? Interest is what? Avonhead living, impressive home, lots of good work done to it. Impressively presented. Is there 660 here in the room? I'd have thought so. Do we have a hand up? As you look to acquire, welcome and good luck to you. $660,000 and off we are. Does someone bid me 680? First call, bid over here at $660,000. Twice called at 660, third and final time. At 660, we're bidding over this side. I'm back against you just once, sir, at 680. You know we're north of there. Is it 700 back with you and we have a conversation? The rest of the room's still very welcome. Bid here at $680,000, chasing a very comfortable 7. First call, twice called at 680. Is it back here then, sir, at 7? Nod of the head. What do we say and do? Third final call at $680,000, still on that vendor bid. Need to be north of there. Value there, you know that. At $680,000, a little bit of work still to do. At 680, as Phil has the conversation. Lover system above the deck. Great place to be. Especially with this warmer weather approaching, getting better and better. Interested, are we? Phil, we'll have a conversation over here. I had the vendor bid at 680. You've been kind enough to put a hand up in the air. We'll pause, we'll have a dialogue, a little bit of work to do. We know we need to be north of 680, but we'll have that conversation off to the side and come back to you shortly.
These skies have a different light. Why noise that keeps me up at night? I can't help but think back to you. I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you. It's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home. Hold on to my embrace, this time I promise it won't break. I'm hoping that things haven't changed. Life took us far apart, but it never took away my heart. Have you been holding it safe? 'Cause it's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause the cold air is calling and my head's recalling the moment that I was convinced. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause your lips are calling and my heart's recalling the way I could never resist. It's been so hard, but no, I wanted to stay, caught us off guard. There was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home to you. Oh, to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, working on an update on Berkshire, which we'll hopefully have for you shortly. In the meantime, in the interest of keeping the day moving forward, we do just that as Pauline hobbles her way to the front of the room, moving as quickly as she can. But Pauline Wilson and Alison Aitken, great to be working alongside you here this morning. A property, of course, here in the auction rooms that you bring, being 14 Highgate Avenue, again in Mirabel. I know you've taken the time to read and understand the contract that we work from, so no surprise when I point out it's a freehold parcel, 615 square metres of terra firma that you purchase and acquire. Friday, the 9th of September being your settlement date, unless you have come to an agreement in writing with our owners prior to bidding here today. But it is a coveted locality, coveted location here in Mirabel, so sought after, so hard to get into, so hard to find. You've got that bounty of schooling, some of the best in terms of education at your disposal. Whilst you are right in amongst it all, I think Highgate Ave is one of those little known streets. As I said, seldom they come up for sale in this area. area, hard to get into, hard to find, so a very unique and rare opportunity most certainly. The home itself, charming that it is, a chance to move and enjoy it as it stands, or possibly look to update as little or as much as you'd like. Possibly, though, there's value in that land, that 615 square metres, in terms of looking at this as a full redevelopment, full rebuild. Options are plenty either way. Whichever direction you take, though, you're underpinned by just the pinnacle of postcodes. Alison, is there a final word before we start?
I'd just like to thank my owners for the instructions. I really appreciate it. It's been a fantastic campaign, and it is, as you said, very hard to get into the street. They really come up for sale, so good luck with your bidding.
There we are. Bidders, over to you. Start me where? Next owner. Who puts their hand up, calls out a figure? Where do we see the value? Here in Highgate. Many, many happy years at the address. What do we say? Options to work with. Down the back, down the front. See conversations taking place. 900. Thank you, sir. Good to have your company. $900,000 and off we go. Who puts up $1 million and contests? First call at $900,000. Twice have we found the next owner. Third final at $900,000. There's the million. Thank you, Jan, from the Harcourts team bidding for a client. Look for 1-1 if you're there, sir, but have $1 million down here and seated. First call at the million. Nice and easy, nice and even. Twice at
25.
What about 50, sir? Would you meet me halfway? Thought I was in charge, but that's okay. $1,025,000. Is that 50? Okay. She follows your pattern, sir, at $1,050,000. Further 25 at 75. Not at the head, he's still smiling, he's happy. Can see why you would be too. At $1,075,000, Jan, 1-1's there. At $1,001,000, we get there at 1-1. What are you saying do, sir? 25 at $1,008,000 of $1,000,000 on top, 150 here. At $1,150,000, look for 175. There it is, and 1-2 if you're comfortable. Yes, you are. At 1.2 down here, but 225 on the back wall. Have them there. At $1,225,000, we look for an easy 1.25. School zones alone. At $1,225,000, you'd have to say entry level into the location. At $1,225,000, Jan, are we back? First call, still with you, sir. At 1,225. Twice. There's the 250. At $1,200,000 the quarter, he's straight back at $1,275,000. And look for 1-3. Take confidence in that assertive bidding. At $1,275,000, what a location you buy into, what a street so hard to find. Really available, as Alison said. We work with 1.3, Jan. There it is at 1.3 and 325. He's back immediately at $1,325,000. And 350 and make it yours. He'll stop eventually, I'm sure, at $1,325,000. Once. Down the back, twice at $1,325,000. Do you try again? Jan, have the conversation. The two in it at this stage. Rest of you, is there better at $1,325,000? Third and final call at $1,325,000. Jan, what about 10? Does 35 work? Ma'am, you comfortable with that sort of number? At $1,325,000? 10 it is at 35. Plus 25, and why not? That's a good bid at 60. At $1,360,000, staying in charge at 136.0. Do we try 10 more at 370? Jan, bid against you, Backwall holding it at $1,360,000. Counting down for the first at 1360 only.
Your instructions are on the market.
Believe it or not, we're going to sell at $1,360,000 to you at this point in time, sir. Down the back at 136.0. Is it enough though? At $1,360,000. I work with anything better. Have the conference, have the conversation, be quick though, miss it, you'll regret it at $1,360,000. First call and selling at $1,360,000. Jan, is there 5,000 more? Do we go to 65, ma'am? Second call. Third final at $1,360,000. 10 it is at $1,370,000. You got very close there, sir. Gave them a bit of time. I do the same for you at $1,370,000 as you have the conversation. Maybe 25 at 95. Do we stay aggressive? At 80 it is at $1,380,000. Do we go to 90? Do we seize it at 1.4? At $1,380,000? 90. They leave it for you, sir. There it is. Yep, 1.4. Round it off, but never stop on the whole figure. They all do that. Bad strategy. Do we go 410? I work with 405, just a handful. At $1,400,000, once, twice, plethora of possibilities for it. Third final, even $1,000. At 1.4, certain. At 1.4, it's going, it is Sold down the back. Well done, sir. Excellent bidding. Jan, ma'am, thank you for your work as well. Alison, Pauline, a wonderful campaign yet again.
You're an angel, that's for sure. With some devil, hear you roar. But I like it, we on the floor. In my ear, be whispering. Used to have fun, now I'm bored. Do I miss you? Yes, of course. Think about that time when we stayed up all night talking. I could never let you go. Go on thinking about those secrets you. And I would never bet the word that I would find anyone like you.
I'll never tell. Just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. It's true. 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 It's true.
Thanks for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Just to take you back to Downing Street in Hoon Hay. Had very, very fruitful conversations with our purchaser outside the room. Shh, if we can, please, ladies, gents. That bid has been increased graciously to $660,000, and our vendor has said at that stage 8 years has come to an end and he's going to sell the property for the want of a better bid at $660,000. So I'll call it away 3 times. Is there anything to go on top? Is there another 1, another 5? You tell me. But first time at $660,000, 33A Hoon Hay. Second call. Any advance from there? 4 bedrooms, freehold, standalone, permanent material home. Right in the heart of Hoon Hay. Third and final call at $660,000. Any better? We're delighted to announce that after 8 years, 33A Downing Street is gone and sold. Well done to Chandler, fantastic campaign. Well done to our vendor.
Going to have a slight change in the order. Ned is tied up with the negotiations, so we're just going to jump ahead of Lowe's Road, and I take you to the property at 37A Country Palms Drive in Horswell. Very proudly brought to the market by Praj Patel from the Harcourts Horswell team. Now, before I describe the property to you, I draw your attention to the contract, which outlines the property at 37A Country Palms Drive in Horswell is, of course, a freehold title made up of some 471 square metres, more or less. And the settlement date set down in the contract is the 31st of August 2022, unless you have made prior arrangements with Praj ahead of today's auction. Now, folks, this home sits in Country Palms. It probably has to be the most popular pocket in Horswell. Horswell has some nice subdivisions, but this one is just that little bit more established. It's so close to everything. You're straight onto Horswell Junction Road and you're down into the city. It is so convenient. At the same time, you've got everything on your doorstep that Horswell offers and what makes Horswell so popular. Of course, the New World Shopping Centre just around the corner, some of Christchurch's most sought-after primary schools, and as I said before, convenience to the city is also what makes this such a great spot. The home itself, when you walk in, it just feels light and bright. I love the colour scheme. I love that timber panelling that you get there in the middle of the room there. It just shows a real high quality spec has been throughout this home. The section, it gives you enough space, but at the same time, you're not going to be a slave to your section at the weekends. All the hard work is done. Why go through the process of building new when the hard work and establishment has taken place here, 37 Country Palms Drive. It is an absolute great opportunity. As I say, probably the best little pocket you've got in Horswell. So, folks, with all that said, where do you see its value? Call me your opening bids. Stamp your mark. Where do we see it, folks? 700,000. Thank you, sir. We're off and underway. At $700,000, is there an advance on from here? At $700,000, I suggest maybe a 50 at this early stage. At $700,000, is there 750 anywhere? At $700,000, calling it away then first, second, third, and final time. Well, vendor bid from me at $750,000. I suggest maybe back to 8, sir. At $750,000 bid with the vendor. At $750,000, we're coming back. 8, would you say? At $750,000, I tell you what, sir, I won't place any more vendor bids. You bid me 8, and then we'll find a quiet space and have a chat. $760. Okay, sir, it looks like just you and me at this stage. I'll take that $760. Bit of work to do. We'll find a quiet space and go and have a chat.
Right, carrying on with the catalogue, ladies and gentlemen, if we can have your attention again, we welcome Joby Smith and her good owners to the rooms, to the auction arena today with the property here at 137B Lowes Road in, of course, Rolleston, contractually described as a freehold parcel, 505 square metres of land. The 29th of October 2022 is your settlement date, coming your way with vacant possession, 10% all that we ask for today as a deposit upon the fall of the hammer. But of course, part and parcel of the burgeoning township out here that is Rolleston. Of course, a growing list of amenities that now call the area home. Certainly a happy family home and location for the years ahead. A lengthy tenure ahead of you, most certainly. Offering up a great setup for families to really flourish, to really thrive. The quartet of accommodation, a big part of that. Spacious lounge, and of course those bifolding doors just dissolve that barrier between the in and the out, allowing your entertaining to be so very effortless. Outside, that shade sail above, I think, is a great added bonus, allowing you to spend those long summer afternoons out there relaxing beneath the shade there. The kids, they are safe and secure at the same time, with it being a fully fenced section. So lots to like about that. You can wine and dine with peace of mind knowing that. Good off-street parking out the front behind the secure gate also, and just tucked away here off the laneway too. Nice and private that it is. So buyers, we put it to you here in Lowes Road. Owners looking to part with it, move on with their lives to their next chapter. So up for grabs. What do we say and do? Great family opportunity. Well set up home, the ease of single level, great for entertaining. Where do we see the value? Is there 650 here in the room? 650? Well, it's with me comfortably at 650. Vendor bid. Look who puts up 675, maybe 700. First call at $650,000. Look for your involvement anywhere north of there. Here to talk, here to do business. Second call at 650. Third final at $650,000. 675 should be very, very easy. If it's not in the room, I hand the property back to Joby. Interest, a number. Without a hand up, Joby, a little surprising, but I'm quite comfortable. I'll pass that back to you because I know we can do some business and talk to people afterwards. I've got some information from our owners that in the absence of a bid, the property is going to be available and priced now at $795,000. $795 and priced, that's where you need to be. Joby down the front here is ready and able to assist you in looking at putting together an offer. So please approach her and have that conversation. Best of luck to our owners as well. shortly. In the meantime, we welcome Lizzie and her owners, of course, here at 123 Summerfield Street in, funnily enough, the suburb of Summerfield. The contract makes it clear it's a freehold title, 695 square metres more or less. Mid-September, the 15th of September, is indeed your settlement date in this case and instance. But plenty to like and love about this property here, of course, from the enchanting garden that welcomes you there from the front gate. It's a character-filled home, of course, that traditional elegance and grace right throughout the property, but sitting alongside at the same time some great modern inclusions, some great modern updates, money put into the home. It just gives you a lovely blend of that traditional and the new, from the updated kitchen, the warmth of the pellet fire and the lounge there as well. It's been well set up to allow some for flexible living as well. The two living spaces down the end of the home there, opening out to just that lovely idyllic sun haven of a covered veranda behind there. A great space to spend many hours just soaking it all up and enjoying life. I think that attic space up above, currently set up as an office, that's a really good versatile inclusion as well. That could suit a myriad of other uses also. But of course the location here is Summerfield, a myriad of nearby shopping amenities, schooling, the recreation of the hills, short stumble home from Moon Underwater just up the road also. So a great spot to be, you'd have to say. So buyers, to you, 123 Summerfield Street, easy as that. Where do we start? Opening bid. Again, is there a hand up at 650, buyers? Do we start there? An indication, very easy, very comfortable, something of this calibre. Really well looked after home. Again, that traditional character element alongside good improvements. Is there 650? It's with me then at $650,000 again on that vendor bid. Look, I look for $700,000. Again, should still be very easy at $650,000 once, twice on the vendor bid at $650. Who joins in? Third final at $650,000. We're bidding over here at $7. Not at this point in time. Well, Lizzie can't sell at $650 or $7, clearly. Some work to do there if that is the case. No further bid. Look, I'm going to pass it back to you, Lizzie, again with instructions that we're going to be available and priced at $865,000. $865, telling you where you need to be. Conditional offers again now welcome. Lizzie here to speak to you. Thank you.
Couldn't get put in the hot seat, so you get better, you'll never forget.
Okay, folks, I take you back to 37A Country Palms in Horswell. We left the room before with a bid of $760,000. Now, can we please confirm that we have had productive discussions outside the room and that bid is now increased to $867,000? Can we, confirm? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Just made sure I did get that right. Yes, I did. At $867,000. And our owner's instructions are very clear. They've loved their time at Country Palms, but if there is no further advance, we sell away today at $867,000. First, second, third, final time. Congratulations. Going, sold. .402 Wigram Road. Sorry, ladies. 402 Wigram Road, very proudly brought to the market by Jane Fennell and Lynn Marr from the Harcourts Wigram team. And of course, it's very fitting that this particular property is just around the corner in Wigram Road. I thank our vendors very much for entrusting us with the sale. And I firstly, before I describe it to you, draw your attention to the contract, which outlines the property at 402 Wigram Road in Horswell. Is of course a freehold title. And wait for it, it's some 1,485 square metres, almost unheard of these days, so close to the city. And your possession date is set down in the contract as the 19th of August 2022, unless otherwise arranged by Jane and Lynn prior to today's auction. Maybe that's a new nickname. Jin, right. Okay, folks, so as I said before, 1,485 square metres in the ever-growing and bustling part of the city, of course, known as Horswell. You've got everything right there on your doorstep. You've got a lot of small sections and developments happening all around you, but you're your little oasis here of 1,485. It's rare to find at the moment. Just imagine in years to come how rare it's going to be to find a section of this size. But of course, it's not just the section, it is the home and the scale of this house, some 5 bedrooms. Of course, you've got that extra space, which could be a perfect home office, etc., above the garage. But in the home itself, it's so spacious. You see there through that kitchen area, through into that dining area, and we had the privilege of sitting in that conservatory just a couple of days ago, and it gets very warm and cosy, at risk of falling asleep while sitting in the reserve. But folks, it's a very comfortable home. As I say, space on offer, going to be so rare and such an asset to own in years to come. And I know Jane and Lynn have very much enjoyed their time marketing this home. They've met a lot of people. It's been popular, as you would expect. So folks, with all that said, where do you see its value? Call me your opening bids. Where do we see it, folks? 800. Stamp your mark. Where was that? Sorry, sir. Thank you. Right down the middle. $800,000, and we're off and underway. At $800,000, great value. Think of the land alone at $800,000. So close to the city now, here in Horswell, $800,000. Any further advance from here? At $800,000, first, second, third, final time. Well, a vendor bid with me then. Definitely not selling at this level, back at $850,000. At $850,000, sir, would you say 9? At $850,000, so much on offer for this sort of money. $880,000, I'll take it. $880,000, the 9 then back with me. At $900,000, now at $900,000, any further advance? Sir, is there another 20? And if it's just you and me, we'll find a quiet space. Definitely not for sale at this level. 910. 910. Sir, it looks like it is just you and I. We'll pause there at 910. Certainly not at a level I can sell, but we'll find a quiet space and have a chat.
Stunning home here at number 11 Blaynhaven Lane in, of course, Hallsville. James Dwyer responsible for bringing it to the marketplace in auction here today. Of course, contractually you buy here a freehold 481 square metres more or less. Settlement to occur with vacant possession upon the 2nd day of September this year. But boasting, of course, that style, that elegance, a stunning home from start to finish here in Knight Stream, an appealing location most certainly, striking from the very outset with that black cedar, but opening into a light and bright welcoming interior. The large scale of the glazing, of course, drinking in that sunlight, also providing you, I think, with a wonderful appreciation of that outlook that is the neighbouring park and school grounds. Of course, a space that you can also utilise practically with that gate in the fence there, pop on through, and it's your own big backyard for play, for leisure. So a great space to make the most of. Options with your outdoor areas as well, with decks off either side of that dining and living area too. But of course, the age of the home, a modern home that it is, very comfortable, very warm year round, and of course, in excellent condition for the years ahead. So stunning as it is. Owners have loved their time here, but moving on, looking to part with it here today. So buyers, number 11. We look for that next owner again. Opening bid, start me off. The opening figure is what? 780. Was that over here somewhere, sir? There it is. $780,000 and off we are. Maybe just $800,000 or better to contest. First call at $780,000 with you at this early stage, sir. Twice at 780. Who takes us forwards? There we are at $800,000. The next number, what is it to be, sir? 810. What about 820? Can we stick with those? Good on you, sir. 820 it is with the pattern at $820,000 40 if you'd like, sir. At $820,000 bid to beat. First call. 830, right, okay, 830. Well, I'll give you the same courtesy. 840 it is. $840,000. 50 it is now. Look for 60, sir. He's ahead by 10 at 850 down here. There's a nod of the head at 860 and 70, I'd assume, immediately at $860,000 down here. First call at $860,000 twice at 860. Third final at $860,000. Do we go again? Do we advance? At $860,000, considering 860 still over here. Give them a quick moment as the conversation happens. $860,000 need to be north of there. The park, a next door neighbour, such a unique, serene setting as a result of that. At 860 only, are we back again or not? Nope. Sir, I pause on your bid. $860,000. We have a conversation off to the side. Not permitted to sell just there.
Okay, folks, I take you back to 402 Wigram Road. We left the room before with a bid of $910,000. We've had very productive discussions outside the room. And now, Patrick, where's Patrick? There, sorry. Can you please now confirm that your bid is increased to $1,015,000? Thank you. And our owner's instructions are very clear. They're on their way to Australia. If there's no better bid, we sell today at $1,015,000. First, second, third, final time. It's going, sold. Congratulations to my purchasers. Thanks once again to our sellers.
These skies have a different light, why noise that keeps me up at night. I can't help but think back to you. I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you. It's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling home to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home. Hold on to my embrace, this time I promise it won't break. I'm hoping that things haven't changed. Life took us far apart, but it never took away my heart. Have you been holding it safe? 'Cause it's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home. I'm coming home. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause the cold air is calling and my head's recalling the moment that I was convinced
We'll stay out till morning and head out exploring. Make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause your lips are calling and my heart's recalling the way I could never resist. It's been so hard, but no, I wanted to stay. Caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's not only you, but I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's not only you, but I'm
Oh, there's Jan. Right, we go back to Blaine Avon with an update for you. The bid has been increased after a good conversation with our highest bidder and our owners to $917,500. $917,500. Instructions that it will be sold if there's no bidder here in the room. $917,500. Consider it, contemplate it, over here, over there. If not, down the back there, our buyer, Craig and you, Jan, we sell away at 917.5. Do we round it off? Does someone put up 920? Anything better? First call at $917,500 and selling. Second call at 917.5. Is there better? Third final at $917,500. Tina, down here, Glenda, at 917.5. It is going. Leaving it late. $920,000. Jan, have a quick conversation if you need to, but $920,000, that is just in front of you and just in front at 920. Anything better we work with, or I put the hammer down over here with Tina Zhang from the Harcourts team and her buyer at $920,000. Even 21, Jan, it is, yes, happy? No. I will work with it though if it's there. 920, there it is. 921, have it. Bid behind you, Tina, at $921,000. 921, and what a home it is. Park Outlook. 925. Good bid. $925,000. Jan, working hard at $925,000. Do we go with a further one to 26? First call at 925. Unfortunately, in second place at 925. Change your mind if you'd like. Second call at 925. Are we certain? Third and final, down in front at 925. Hold on tight because down here it's going. It is. Sold here. Well done. Thank you, Tina. Jan, Craig, really appreciate your involvement. Well done, James. With the next of our auctions, Lothian Street 17A to be precise. Tim and Nikki, of course, from the Avonhead team, bringing us to the auction arenas. Of course, an opportunity here that's described legally as being a cross-lease title. Of course, an offering that is a half share in that 922 square metres, more or less. The 28th of October this year being your settlement and possession date, that to occur with vacant possession. But it is a sizable home here representing a sizable opportunity, potential. I think the big word, you've seen that in the advertising that Nikki and Tim have put out to you. Options here to reclad, to rejuvenate, then simply reap the rewards of the work you put into it, capitalise upon them. I think the future value here very, very much supported by this locality here in Ilam. Of course, so very desirable, this address hidden away off here, off Hamilton Ave, again with the schooling that's close by, the zones that call it home, that convenience to all the good things that Fendalton has to offer, the minutes that the commute takes to get to the middle of town at the same time as well. I'd say as a result of the location, it will make over-capitalising a very, very difficult task. So number 17A, Lothian Street here in Ilam, where do we start? The opening bid to get things going. Call it for the last time today. Where do we say go? Is it $550 for something of this scale of calibre? The location alone. Is there $550 here in the room, buyers? Potential plus. With me then, $550 is that vendor bid. Who advances? Is it $575? Is it $600? First call at $550,000 still on that vendor bid. Twice at $550 only. Third final call. Schooling. Chance to reap the rewards, reclad, rejuvenate, reimagine. Involvement is there. North of $550. Is there a hand up? If not, going to the conditional side of things. Right, well, Tim, Nikki, I'll pass it back to you. I can announce I've been given instructions by Tim just now that we will be pricing the property in this case at $699,000, $699, priced well, priced sharply, you'd have to say. So $699, where you need to be here. I'm sure that'll excite a few of you. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you. You're an angel, that's for sure. With some devil, hear you roar. But I like it, we on the floor. And my ear be whispering. Used to have fun, now I'm bored. Do I miss you? Yes, of course. Think about that time when we stayed up all night talking. I could never let you go. Go on thinking about those secrets true. And I would never bet the word that I would find anyone like you.
I'll never tell. Just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. It's true. 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 It's true.
Right, just for those that are left, we go back to 42 Berkshire Drive. That bid has been increased to $730,000. Pleased to announce after good conversation, our owners have agreed that that property is to be sold. So delighted to announce that that chapter, they are moving on, closing that down. It is successfully sold to our buyers down the back, out the back there. Well done, and well done to Phil and Sarah.
Bye.